on some of your analytics reports for retainingwallsystems.com.au. This is a SERP report. This one is generated on the 16th of September 2024. And a couple of things to point out. So last time I generated the report for you was in May for the SERP report. So since May, your top 100 positions in September go all the way up to position 57. So your top 100 keywords are within the first 57 places on Google. If we compare that to May, the top 100 keywords go up to position 65. Let's look at the top 20 positions. In May, the top 20 positions were between position 1 and position 10. In September, the top 20 positions are between position 1 and position 7. So we can see a slight improvement in the search engine ranking pages. This is on Google Australia, by the way. Some important things to look at. Now, you shouldn't worry about the cost per click because you're not running any Google ads. But in terms of volume, that is something that you should pay attention to. Volume means how many people are searching for these words each month. And so position number 1, retaining wall system with a volume of 390, that's good. Retaining wall solution, volume of 110, that's okay. I like to see volume of at least like 500 volume is really healthy, but you're in a niche area. So the volume's not as high as, people looking for, men's shoes or, motorbikes or something like that. Especially because it's just commercial retaining wall. So the volume's going to be naturally lower. You can see that there's a number of positions where we've improved recently, like Magnum Stone retaining wall, and retaining wall keystone. So certain sections that are improving compared to the competition. One thing that if you wanted to give me a task for the next few months, and that would be going through the keywords that are beyond, say, position 7, beyond page 1, and if they're desirable and they have good volume, then you could let me know saying, look, would you mind increasing our search presence for that? For instance, retaining wall systems is position 16, and that would be a pretty easy one to get onto the top, even though you're position number 1 for that already. So it seems to be a bit of a quirk in the software. Let me just double check that actually. And feel free to double check these things yourself. I check this data quite a lot and it's usually pretty accurate, but let's just double check this one and see if you are position 16 or position number 1. I'm going to say that you're in position number 16. Position number 1 is what my guess would be. But I've just copied and I'll just paste that into my Google browser. And there you are. You're position number 1. So there's some things that are a little bit flaky, but you can always double check it just to make sure yourself and see where you really are for that. But overall, this data is pretty accurate. I do have other tools that can measure the same sort of stuff. But this is one of my better, more mature tools. So anyway, so that's the SERP report. If you want more info on that, let me know. And then there's the analytics from Google. And this is for the past 90 days. You can see that there at the top right, last 90 days. you can see that you get more organic traffic than you do people coming to you direct, and very little from organic, so there's hardly anything going on there. You can see most of the people come from Australia, and that's, they're visiting the homepage the most. There's, if you want access to the Google Analytics, you can always let me know, and I can add you if you don't have access to that already. Because I find that the SERP reports are good to do snapshots of with the PDF there. Obviously, that's quite useful to compare what you're doing there. But I actually prefer looking at Google Analytics on actually Google Analytics rather than having a PDF, because you can create all sorts of filters. For instance, if we look at the last 12 months and apply that, and yeah, you can see that would have been where I started tracking. So back in November would have been where I started tracking with this, and what I'm seeing is a gradual increase in traffic. Google Analytics always drops off at the end there, no matter which company you're looking at. It's just the nature of how that graph displays, because there's no data here yet, so you always see it tail off like that at the end. But I am seeing a gradual improvement on traffic. The highs are about the same, but the mid-range and the lows are getting higher, if you see what I mean there from that graph. And that's the last 12 months. And once again, the organic traffic is pulling in quite a lot of people, new users, and the direct people that already know who you are. You're getting a lot of return visits from people. So, by the way, that you could maybe, depending what you're doing on social, some of that direct stuff might be coming from social media, and then they've just typed in the name Retaining Wall Systems and gone directly there after seeing something on social media. But having said that, I mean, I've been watching you on social media quite a bit lately on LinkedIn, and you get a lot of exposure there. But whoever's running that campaign, they never really mention Retaining Wall Systems ever. They're only ever mentioning that Fusion website. Yeah, which is kind of a shame, because I think there's some wins there to be had. But anyway, I guess they're just laser focused just on that one particular Fusion website. Anyway, that's the end of this quick report. Hopefully that was helpful for you. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.